Hello everyone, Zach here, and I'm going to do a little new series. And to be honest, I know I keep starting all these new series, and for instance, the Pokemon Crystal one didn't really take off, and that's because, to be honest, Pokemon Crystal was quite a pain to record and all that. So I can actually do this, and hopefully this can actually be of use to you as well, with creating custom scenarios. I'm going to carry on with the Let's Build a Custom Scenario series as well. Once I've finished the last game of the Masters of Deathmatch tournament, which is coming up today. I will put that out today. I'm going to upload this one first, and then later on I'll upload the finals for the Masters of Deathmatch tournament. After that, I'm going to do some more random map, and I'm going to do some more Let's Build a Custom Scenario, and I'm going to finish off the Rock Spring Revolution as well. So don't worry, that's all to come. But this little series is going to be about creating custom scenarios and giving you tips, hints, and instructions on actually how to set up triggers and make your custom scenario come to life. And so hopefully this can be useful to you and give you some good instruction. The videos are only going to be short, so I'm going to cover one trigger or so in each video. And of course, in the comments, please leave ideas or suggestions for things that you'd like to see me do in future episodes. Okay, so in this episode, I'm going to basically just walk you through how to create a trigger from scratch. First of all, as you've seen there, I've clicked New, and when you click New, a new trigger comes up in the Scenario Triggers. If you click on that, you get some options down here, and I don't think Fraps actually shows me typing in, but we can name our trigger, so we can call it Hello YouTube. And there we go, so now you can see that you can name them, and if I click up here, it updates, so you can see that it now says Hello YouTube. You also have some options for the trigger as well. You can make the trigger into an objective. You can make the trigger start on or off. So when you start the scenario, you can say whether the trigger starts straight away or whether it's inactive at the start and it gets activated later on in your scenario. You can also say whether it loops or not, and that's quite useful as you can test for conditions over and over again. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to leave these settings as they are. So what you want to do next is once you've created your trigger, you can select it, and then you come down to this bottom box here where it says conditions and effects, and you create conditions and effects. Now, for instance, in this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to make something happen every 2 seconds or every X amount of time. So for that, we need to do a new condition, and one of the conditions is a timer. There's actually not that many conditions in here, and we'll get to all of them eventually at some point. But for now, we're just going to use timer in this episode. Timer, and then you can set the timer to how long you want it to be each interval. So for instance, in this case, I'm going to use 2 seconds, and timer is in seconds. So I'm going to enter 2 into there. I don't know if you can see that, but that does say 2 in the timer box. So now what's going to happen is after 2 seconds, an effect is going to happen. And now I set the effect by clicking New Effect. And in this effect, what I want to happen is I want to create a unit. And as you can see here, if we click on this little arrow, we get the list of effects that are available to us. I want the Create Object effect, as that's going to create an object and put it on the map. So I'm going to click that on there, and then you select which player you want that unit to belong to. Default, we are player 1, so I'll make that belong to player 1. If you had 8 players in the scenario, you can actually select any amount of players that you want the object to belong to. You then click on this little arrow down here, and then you select the unit that you want. This is all the units in the game on this menu here. But you can also create buildings, and you get a list of buildings. Or you can select heroes and others, and you get the respective lists for each down in the object list here. In this case, I'm just going to click on Crossbowman for no particular reason, and then what you do is you click Set Location and click where you want that object to be created. And just to test that, you can move away, and if you click Go to Location, it centers your screen on where you've clicked. So now that trigger is going to, when the timer equals 2, which is 1, 2, it's going to create an object in this location here. I'm just going to put a flag on that just for good measure, so we can actually see. There we go. I'm also going to stick a unit down for player 2 so that we don't instantly win the game, and also one for us as well. because default settings is conquest, so if you have no units on the map, you'll automatically lose. And now we test the scenario. Just click the menu up here and click test. 1, 2, and there we go. There's the unit created. We can also make that repeat quite easily. All we have to do is quit this game. Yes, I want to quit. Go into the triggers menu. Click on the trigger itself and set trigger to looping. Yes. Now if we test, you'll see that every 2 seconds a unit will be created.
Ready.
Move him away, another one will be created. Move him away, another one will be created, and so on and so forth. Now that's all well and good, but we don't actually see that very often in the custom scenarios. Usually the units move away from the flag on their own. And I will cover that in a future tutorial. Let's just quit this. Okay, so hopefully that's been useful to you, and you can see how to create objects on the map and how the scenario triggers settings work and how they affect the trigger itself. As I said at the start of the video, I will cover more things in these little videos. We can cover pretty much every single condition and effect and how they can be put together to create nice effects for your custom scenarios. So hopefully that's been useful to you. Please give a like if that has been useful, and please leave a comment on things you'd like to see in the future. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Zach, and I'll see you later.